A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant phone conversation, Russian President Vladimir Putin and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu focused on the ceasefire in Gaza, the ongoing concerns regarding Iran's nuclear program, and efforts to stabilize Syria. This dialogue highlights how the Gaza conflict has escalated into a broader regional security challenge. According to the Kremlin's statement, both leaders engaged in a thorough exchange of views regarding the Middle East situation, particularly the developments in Gaza. The discussion occurred in the context of a ceasefire agreement that includes a phased plan for halting hostilities, exchanging detainees, and a framework for reconstruction in the region. Putin and Netanyahu reviewed the implementation of the ceasefire, which involves sensitive mechanisms for the exchange of Israeli hostages and Palestinian detainees. These issues are particularly delicate within both Israeli and Palestinian societies. The indirect talks between Israel and Hamas, facilitated by mediators such as Egypt, Qatar, the United States, and Turkey, provide the diplomatic backdrop for Moscow's attempts to assert its influence. The Kremlin reiterated its long-standing support for a comprehensive settlement of the Palestinian issue, grounded in established international legal frameworks. Russia has consistently advocated for a negotiated two-state solution while also leveraging its relationships with Palestinian actors, including Hamas, to maintain relevance in post-war diplomacy. For Russia, the Gaza situation is not merely about halting active hostilities. It is about shaping the future political landscape, governance structures in Gaza, and broader Israeli-Palestinian relations. The call with Netanyahu is part of a broader strategy of Russian outreach to regional players, including Iran, Egypt, Syria, and the Palestinian Authority, positioning Moscow as a crucial mediator. A major portion of the conversation centered around Iran's nuclear program, which is a key strategic concern for both Israel and Russia, albeit for different reasons. The leaders exchanged views on potential negotiated solutions to address the nuclear issue, reflecting ongoing diplomatic anxieties over the risk of escalation between Israel and Iran. Israel has repeatedly warned against allowing Iran to approach nuclear weapons capability, and previous discussions between Putin and Netanyahu have underscored Israel's opposition to any entrenched Iranian military presence in the region, particularly in Syria. Russia has strengthened its military and economic ties with Tehran in recent years, but it also expresses a desire to prevent a direct confrontation between Israel and Iran that could destabilize areas where Russian forces are deployed. Syria emerged as another critical point of discussion, highlighting the intersection and occasional collision of Russian and Israeli interests. Putin emphasized Moscow's commitment to the unity, sovereignty, and territorial integrity of Syria, as well as the rights and interests of all ethnic and religious communities within the country. While Israel has conducted a series of airstrikes in Syria targeting Iranian-linked assets, Russia maintains a significant military presence and air defense capabilities in the region. By discussing further stabilization in Syria, both leaders signaled a mutual interest in avoiding unintended clashes and ensuring that existing deconfliction mechanisms remain effective, despite the broader tensions surrounding Ukraine and Iran. For Netanyahu, the conversation with Putin is part of a delicate balancing act. Israel aims to sustain working relations with Moscow while remaining firmly aligned with the United States. The communication channels between Russia and Israel have proven especially important concerning Syria, where Israel requires operational freedom against Iranian and Hezbollah targets, while also avoiding provocation of Russian forces. For Putin, this call serves as an opportunity to assert that Russia remains a key diplomatic player in the Middle East, despite its international isolation due to the war in Ukraine. Engaging directly with Israel while nurturing ties with Iran, Arab states, and Palestinian factions allows Moscow to present itself as a power capable of engaging all sides and potentially influencing the terms of a long-term arrangement in Gaza. As Gaza continues to face catastrophic humanitarian consequences from Israel's military actions since late 2023, which have resulted in tens of thousands of deaths and widespread destruction. The current ceasefire framework discussed by Putin and Netanyahu includes not only provisions for prisoner exchanges, but also plans for reconstruction and the establishment of a new governing mechanism in Gaza that excludes Hamas. International actors, including Russia, are using the ceasefire period to promote competing visions for Gaza's future, encompassing everything from security arrangements on the border to control over aid flows and reconstruction funds. The latest dialogue between Putin and Netanyahu underscores how decisions made in Moscow and Jerusalem are intricately linked to the daily lives of civilians in Gaza, the stability of Syria, and the uncertain future of Iran's nuclear ambitions. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.